Here's another question. What misconceptions do you hear often? And how do you explain the reality? I think this is a loaded question, but I will apply it to 3D technology. VISIE is a 3D spatial computing solution. And I think that as we see more and more really interesting content on the internet about procedures where you're essentially either standing in the room or you can measure things from far away, all of these things are different embodiments of technology. But the truth of the matter is that what VISIE does is pretty narrow. It solves a very complicated problem of simply overlaying the digital world into the physical world in real time with very high accuracy. And so when we use a computer, when we use a navigation, robotic, AR, VR tool, all those tools, are computers that do measurements and can give you some calculations. But in order for them to be useful in surgery, they have to know things about where they are. They have to know how far away they are. They have to know how big things are. And for a computer, that's actually not an easy thing to do. And so for us, the fundamental misconceptions are, hey, is this a recording device? What does this do for surgeons? Really, if we get our solution right, you almost don't know it exists, and your life and the procedure just get better because all we are doing is solving solving the problem of correlating what's happening in reality in physical reality to what's happening in the computer, so that you can use both tools and use one to treat the other in meaningful real time. So, the misconception I think are often about, what are other technologies, what are other use cases, and for us, the use case is simple: make the procedure easier and do it in real time and understand where the anatomy is, which is actually a super complicated problem.